All right, ladies and gents. Good day, boys and girls. Welcome one and all. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a good weekend, and hope you're all ready for another big session on the charts here today. Looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today on the charts. So, guys, as always, it's time to get this show on the road. So, without further ado, give us one moment, actually. Sorry, I was just finishing setting up the YouTube side of things. Alrighty, guys, time to get this show on the road. So without further ado, as always, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very, very, very good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. YouTube, if someone could type into the chat, because I've got issues on my end. The chat's not showing. It's just not loading at all. So just let me know if someone please send a message out on YouTube. I can see it. Oh, I've got it up on the phone, so cheers, man, appreciate it. Yeah, because otherwise I can't see it on PC, but I've got you guys on the phone, so I can see it there either way. But guys, anyway, you guys know the drill. If you could, don't forget, smash that like button. TikTok, hit that little screen for me. We need to get these numbers up, guys. We really do. We need to get them back on par with what we were at last year. Having a look at proceedings though, so obviously we'd be taking a look at gold, also take a look at German 40 and any other pairs as per request. Let's have a good one, guys. Guys, questions, charts, anything you'd like me to look at, feel free to check those into the chat and I'll get to you guys shortly. But without further ado, let's quickly take a look at the news and see what's the schedule for news as far as today's session. So nothing of impact at all during our session here today. Moving forward though, it's US bank holiday. Didn't even know that, to be honest. So that means it's going to be a pretty quiet day on the charts, possibly. But I mean, looking at the Asian session, when you know it, gold yet again at an all-time high. Guys, I was looking at, obviously, as you scroll, as you do when you scroll TikTok, YouTube, that type of thing, looking at short videos over the weekend, and so many people were calling swing trade shorts, and I'm thinking, on what basis? I have no idea what, you know, made them all these shorts. There was signals sent out. I saw that too by some of these TikTok, again, some of the TikTok reels were sending out signals for their group for shorts. And here is me. I sent a video into my group, interested only in buys, not even considering sells. There is nothing yet to suggest we're going to make a different pullback, especially the way we bounced here. Just suggests to me it is more likely we're going to continue up. Quick liquidity grab from the downside, and we bounce straight back up. Whenever you see like a V-shaped type of recovery, when price takes a dip and then bounces straight back really, really fast, that suggests to me it's just the liquidity grab to the downside in order to continue bullish. It's exactly what it's done. All right, guys, but down to well, now let's move on to the analysis and have a look at the weekly. Guys, does this not look eerily similar to last week? We've got the weekly, no lower wick. This time last week, no lower wick. Last week, we did not even create a low wick whatsoever. Guys, you hear this shit week in, week out from me. And how often is the analysis correct? Look at it today. Looks identical to last Monday. Shot straight up into new all-time high territory. To me, again, it's just so bullish here. Do we need to create that lower wick? Not necessarily, guys. We don't necessarily need to. Like previous weekly candle, we never did. We did pull back, so as long as any pullback within the current weekly candle is met by support and by a step back in, there is no need for us to pull back down to grab that liquidity, which a lot of you always say, but we've got no lower wick in a weekly, we still need to pull back. No, you don't. For our bullish in structure. And how is that for a liquidity grab? Absolute perfect. So we respected structure. We once again retested the last significant high low here around that 45.70 region, 72, and remained above it. Just a quick sharp drop into the resistance here around that 45.50, and look at the bounce off it. So now confirm the high. So now where the structural flip back bearish is back below this 45.35. So we're a fair distance off it, guys. I'll just marking levels on the minor time frame. Actually, I'm marking the most recent resistance we broke out of to create the all-time high. We'll make our way down to the 15-minute time frame here. All right, so on the 15, back to the 4 hour quickly. It's about to close on this particular broker's chart. Onto the 15 here, and so we've not yet retested that resistance we have broken out of So there is a chance we will. Let's quickly look in a 5 to see if we have. No, not even on the 5. Let's go down to the 1 minute to see if we've had any sort of retest. Doesn't look like we have at this rate. No. So we've closed above here and we've not retested since closing above, not even on the 1 minute time frame. So guys, off the back of last week's strength to the upside, off the back of the current daily strength to the upside, couldn't give a shit about trying to sell gold, not even considering it. I'm only interested in buying it. Trade in line with the trend, trade in line with structure, trade in line with the bias. It's a much higher probability entry. So for me, first, straight off the bat, what I'll be looking for is continuation buys above the current daily and the current all-time high. Price was to pop up to that all-time high. Be looking to see how price approaches that level. Would preference some sellers being triggered in, and we trap those sellers, close above, retest, begin to pull away, and then 4,700 is on the cards, 4,700 plus. Aside from that, we've got two levels, in my personal opinion, that we could be looking for price to pull back to form support at and look for a potential buy. One of those being the most recent support formed during the support, local support, the Asian range low. If price was to make a move back down to that point there, form some support, now I could be looking for a confirmation for a potential buy back up towards the all-time high, the current daily / all-time high. Now further options. So seeing we've not yet retested this previous resistance, which was the all-time high prior to today's move, what I'll be looking for is price to pull back towards that 46, 43 to 40 sort of region. And I may even go down to the 5 minute, even the 1 minute, guys, to see what sort of reaction we are getting and look for a potential entry. Could be a quite impulsive entry from that 46, 43, 42, 40 sort of region. So yeah, I'll be looking for the pullback buy, and that is the way I see the gold here today. Hopefully that makes sense. Once again, yeah, if you want to sell it, up to you. I'm not gonna bother trying to sell it today. I need some sort of confirmation. Structure is bullish across the board. Daily's pretty strong bullish. Weekly's already strong bullish, high, 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 low. 15-minute structure's bullish. There is nothing to suggest we're ready to make a deeper pullback. Let's move on to German 40 here. And we've opened with a big gap to the downside. Let's start in the weekly time frame, and all right, it's a bit tricky here. So I'm assuming it is a little bit of risk off on the table, because Bitcoin also is, well, obviously it's associated with the tech stocks, Nasdaq, so on and so forth, and that has also taken a bit of a dive today, as has Nasdaq. So something with the tech sector looks to be in a bit of a retracement at the moment. German 40 though, wow, big gap to the downside. What we're going to do is mark in the current daily high. We're also going to mark in the current daily candles low. Onto the 4 hour. Is it at some support here? Let's suss this out. And you could mark in this whole area as a big level of support. Resistance. Let's mark in this support. Had previously broke. And we'll mark in something at the current daily candles high as well. All right. So let's just mark that level in, because that is where price gapped down to at today's open. Look to the left of that. So for me, I think that'd be a good entry point to look for buys. I mean, you could look for buys from lower down here. German 40 is a different beast in itself. I'd be looking at the 5 minute time frame. For me, based off the fact that the previous weekly actually closed back bullish, I'm pretty sure the 4 hour structure is still, could argue it's bearish. I would still entertain the buys. I think it's at a pretty strong level of support. So what I'd be looking for is, seeing this is the most recent support we have formed within the current daily candle at that 25032.9, which is the Asian range high. If price was to pop above that point there, then I'd be looking for a closure. Preferencing the 15 minute, but if it's on the 5 minute, I'd also consider potential options from above that point there. To the downside, it's a lot cleaner if we were just to wait for it to pop below 24,827 to be exact. So yeah, I think at with the current sell-off, I'd rather sell upon a pullback as opposed to below low. So to pull back towards the daily open, and if it respects that gap and heads back down, then it could be an opportunity potentially for a sell. Otherwise, I'd just be looking for potential buy options. It's just the fact of where we're currently at. It makes more sense to look for buys rather than sells into the support. So that is German 40. Still a little bit reluctant to trade it, guys. I've not really had much experience with it, and it does move very differently to gold. But anyway, guys, hopefully it all made sense. Once again, one and all, welcome YouTube. I'm gonna have to read from my phone today. Bartman, g'day to you. Zar Trader, g'day to you. Carl, hope you're well. Franco, good morning to you, mate. Brian, yeah, all good, mate. Hope you're well. Check Wonder Market upwards. On the market, yeah, I saw that earlier. Some boss golden lens, morning to you. Thank you. So happy I mark my resistance and support well. I've learned so much from you, man. Appreciate it, mate. Gold was aggressively angry last night. Yeah, this morning my time, it absolutely flew yet again. Exact same as last Monday. Peter, g'day to you, mate. Hope you're well. Running from the pool. Yeah. Well, gotta love it, don't you, mate? Been pretty warm. The summer's finally turned up the heat here in Melbourne as well. All right, TikTok, let me have a look at the chat and consider a few new followers, guys. Let's smash that screen for me. Just spam the chat if you will as well. Let's get the masses onto the stream. William, do you see NASDAQ? I'll have a look at NASDAQ in a minute. Would you send me some Solana? I don't have any Solana. Narinda Johal, what kind of confirmation do you look for? Stick around, you'll find out. The more you watch, the more you pick up on types of confirmations. But things such as engulfing candles are a big telltale sign for entry signals at my levels. Liquidity candles, hammer candles, that type of thing. Rejection candles. I mean, it's just got to happen. You know, when it's at a level and it's presenting. Oh, I'll definitely mention what confirmation I need. Yep, William, I'll have a look at NASDAQ in a second. Michael, g'day to you. Hope you are doing well. How was your trip, my friend? Welcome. It's a NASDAQ. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Open with a big push to the downside. Let's start at that weekly time frame here, and all right, so NASDAQ's a little bit different because the weekly closed bearish. The current weekly is different to gold, opposite to gold, but the same type of thing. That doesn't really make much sense, but you guys know what I mean here. So it's to the downside with no upper wick instead of to the upside with no low wick. However, the difference though with NASDAQ is, so why there is a chance it will pop up to create its upper wick is because we're approaching a really strong level of support. So it's a level of price could potentially bounce off. So below the current daily / weekly low, let's just see if there is any sort of margin. It doesn't look like there is, to be honest. So we've got daily and weekly counter probabilities bearish. The 4-hour does have some margin to the downside here. The 4-hour, just mark in that whole level. Change it to gray. I'll mark in levels on the M15 now. All right. So let's just mark in the local support at the Asian range low. And then we'll change that to blue. Resistance, I'll be marking that whole level there. High. All right, so below the current daily candles low, pretty clean. All right, so for me on NASDAQ, sells upon the pullback towards that 25,320, 25,310 sort of region. Be awaiting a price action catalyst. Bearing in mind it is US bank holiday. Further sell options below the current daily candles low. If price was to pop back down, close below, retest, I'd be looking for a confirmation for an entry as it begins to pull away from your catalyst candle. Now, the buy options, I'd be awaiting a structural flip here in the M15, and that will be confirmed above this swing point here at 25.35, roughly 34.8. So I'd be waiting for that confirmation, and above that point there, which is the Asian range high, just wait for a closure, a retest to ensure, or not ensure, there's no such thing as 100% certainty in trading, but to give you a high probability that price will continue to pull away so long as it has retested the Asian range high, the resistance, and once again bounces off that level, and you look to enter as it breaks the high of the catalyst candle. So that is what I'd be looking at on NASDAQ. Back to what I trade, and that is the gold. So yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, guys, when I did the update, the analysis, I'm definitely going to be looking for entries if it does in fact pop back down. I'll be definitely looking at even the micro time frames to see what sort of confirmation I can get. Lucky you have silver. Yeah, it's great, mate. Silver's great, but again, to be honest, I'd rather not be pumping right now. I'd rather it still be pulling back, accumulating. Again, still committed to buying more, but it's just hard to get your hands on these days. My local bullion dealer, the one that I bought all throughout, they've got no stock, basically. They've got bugger all stock. And a lot of the other bullion dealers are the same that I've looked at. You're paying really high premiums, and I think that's just going to be the way, to be honest, with silver moving forward. Silver also tapped into a new all-time high. Again, silver for me is just getting started. Silver is going to be, it's going to shock some people. Michael, I'm back to work now. Thailand was amazing. Was there just over a month. Yeah, how good is it, man? Tell me you don't want to move there. Lucky, definitely. Me and my bro have spent 20,000 buying in 3 days, just grabbing as much as we can. Fair bit of money. Tony Gold, good day to you, mate. Been a while. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good break. Welcome to you. Gets trading, need more liquidity for a breakout on gold. Sebastian, good morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. So Sebastian, you would have got the update, market update, seeing you are a YouTube member. I sent out yesterday. I mentioned I was not interested in selling it. A lot of the TikTok reels that I saw over the weekend were calling for gold shorts. I have no idea why. No idea why. They're basing it off this wick, which this wick suggests to me it's grabbed downside liquidity, you know, it's head back up. That's what it suggests to me. Again, especially the way it popped up very quickly. If it's a slow trickle pullback, then yes, I think there is a good chance it would have pulled back. And it doesn't mean it can't pull back, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. I won't be trying to short it. But when you see it bounce so strongly, bought a signal last week in members group, which was unbelievable in gold, absolutely perfect, off a very similar scenario, price tapping into a previous level of support. So wanted to see how we open today, and it's shot straight up. Michael, you are moving there. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both, my friend. There's nowhere better, in my personal opinion. Imagine just sitting there trading at the pool, like I made Peter at the moment on YouTube, or trading from the beach or a resort or something, or even just a chilled coffee shop. TikTok, don't forget to follow as well, guys, to the new people on the stream. And smash that screen for us as well. Let's get the numbers up there. Sebastian, yeah, I saw the market update. Left a like, thank you. Thanks for the additional information. All good, my friend. Glad you appreciate it. Michael, yeah, well, it is kind to trading sessions, isn't it? The time. So yeah, NY opens like 7 PM, something like that. Asian open is about 7 AM or 8 AM now. I think it's about 7 AM. and obviously London Open, I think it's at the moment, I think it's 2 p.m. It's very trader friendly in regards to time, to session times. So you're supposed to be heading back there late March for the New Year festival. That's absolutely berserk. That's nuts. The biggest water fight you'll ever see. $40. We've been looking at EU. This was one I was watching for a swing option, and to my team, it's pretty much valid. I mean, that probably would have been the entry just there. Not in it, I was not on the charts. But this is exactly what I was looking for. Price to sweep some liquidity from the downside, flip the hourly structure, which has done so. To even flip the 4-hour structure at the same time, so even stronger confirmation here. Has definitely bounced at a pretty solid level, and it's back above 116 flat. So to me, it's a pretty strong confirmation that we could head it back up further. Yeah, so but not personally in that trade. We had a oil call as well. I did call oil oops, an oil sell, which is definitely what's hit TP1 and it's continuing bearish. So again, fantastic start to the year. Whereabouts, Michael? Put on Tunny, northeast. It's not a beach area, it's landlocked, but still it's a beautiful city. Whereabouts were you, mate? For the most part. Indian Queen, buy. Yeah, I'm preferencing buys, but not at the resistance. Lucky AMD, I don't like looking at individual stocks because there's just so many gaps. I hate finding something with market gaps everywhere. To me, it looks really bullish. The last week closed extremely strong bullish, but the markets are closed today, are they not? For it's NY bank holiday. I have no idea how it works when it comes to individual stocks and Nasdaq. It still trades, doesn't it? Daily, it's above a resistance. I hate these charts. Bullish, it's definitely bullish. Above the resistance here, looks like we could come up to $250 roughly. Below what will be some support. See, I hate that. It's gapped straight up at the open of 4. Do I know what time that is? To be honest, that's after midnight my time on Saturday. Not sure what's going on there. So I'd be looking for a price pull back to pull back towards 229, 228, and if that fails and close below 227, gonna fill that gap or suggest about it. Just trying to keep it to Forex related metals, that type of thing. Raphael, thank you for sharing a live. Appreciate it. Special, it's minus 4 degrees where you are. Definitely not that here. It's been pretty warm in Australia of late. Daily meme, do you think it gonna went down to 4,600 to fill that gap? Personally, no, I'm not interested in looking for, well, I'm not interested in looking for a trade down to it. So I'm just playing it to the upside. And I mean, if it begins to pop below 46.35, then yes. But it's got support above that point, got multiple levels of support. It's got a very strong level of previous resistance to start to pop below. So right now, no, I don't think it will. Yeah, and it will come down to 46.35 roughly. If it closes below then yes. Pretty strong rejection at the resistance around the Asian range high. It's all right. I'd like for it to make a clear move down. Dashin, you're here in wonderfully cold Bavaria in Germany. On the ups. -4 degrees. Shit, man. That's tough. I couldn't cope with that. How about the rest of you guys? Let me know if you guys running trades. I'm assuming some of you are. My team. Send you guys a link. Here it is. And to my team, for those who are currently watching on either TikTok or YouTube and not going to join the call, don't forget education session Monday. Anything you'd like me to particularly go over, feel free to drop it into the VIP chat, my team, and I'll make sure to answer it on the call. Yeah, I've had my best start to the training year for a while, guys. I mean, notoriously a bad started to the year. First week, whatever reason, always tends to be a pretty shit week. And now I've really, after that, it's just all up, basically all uphill. And last year was, first 3 trades were losses, and then I was like a 10+ win streak after that. The year before was quite similar, but this year started off fantastic. You know, some really nice wins, especially that intraday trade on gold. That was a cracking trade, yeah. All right, German 40 bouncing off the support. A 15-minute closure. It's got no upper wick, basically none at all. To me, it's not a bad close. I mean, what I'd be looking at German 40 is for it to create a decent lower wick and then buy it as it breaks the high. But again, I'm not quite prepared to trade it just yet because I'm still watching it. I've never traded it. But the type of thing I'll be looking at on gold is, do I have enough margin? First of all, not a great deal, but if I was to use, I suppose, the low wick of the entry candle, it may be enough. So what I'd be looking at personally, if this was gold, was to buy stop the high of the current candle. Seeing it popped up a little bit and has now popped back down to create its low wick. If it breaks zone high again, it's likely to just grab some downside liquidity in order to make the move back up. That's target 1. Target 2 is the resistance. Pretty strong rejection though at the minute. What do you guys reckon? You guys reckon we're gonna reclaim the all-time high and create a new all-time high, or we're gonna pop back down to create that low wick on the weekly first of all and make a deeper pullback? I'm of the opinion we're gonna head bullish. I don't believe that it's gonna come back down to create a low wick. Again, it doesn't mean it can't do it. That's just my thoughts. It doesn't mean I can just buy it. I need to wait for a price to be at the level I want to get involved, and I need a confirmation. Sunbus gold lens, gold looking like a sell now. Yeah, not to me, mate. Look, I know some traders will just bearish engulfing, tapped in resistance, sell it. Me, it's in the middle of pretty much consolidation at the minute. No, one particular trader who definitely would have been looking for that. It's pretty straightforward in the way he trades. A lot of you guys probably know what I'm talking about. To me, I need a little bit more of a confirmation. I mean, I need more to target as well. Sunbox gold lens. You do as you please, mate. Don't let me put you off taking a trade. Yet I'm very strict, very rule based, and for me there is just no confirmation to sell gold anytime soon. Doesn't mean it can't sell off, but I'm preferencing trailing line to structure, the bias, the trend, which is extremely bullish. So we have tapped into a level here, so let's see how price reacts to it. We do in fact get some sort of confirmation of support forming, and if we have enough margin, again, I would preference it coming back down lower towards that 46.60, 46.58. But I would be prepared to look for options as long as I have the right confirmation. BJ, like to see it pull back, create a big rejection week, and away we go. Yeah, that would also be nice, similar to what happened down here. Sometimes gold lens, I think gold planning on grabbing liquidity. Potentially. Apologies, guys. I know, a lot, especially on TikTok, I know a lot of you want, not all of you, but I know a lot of you want a signal. You want me to call a trade, be in a trade. But it's not what I do. I will if it presents, but I'm not going to just for the sake of it call an entry if it's not there the way I trade. There's a reason as to why I'm really strict with it, because the win rate is fantastic. When I follow my rules and the plan, there's such a good chance it's going to be a winning trade. I feel comfortable, I feel confident in the trade. When and where, you know, what time it happens or when it happens, I have no idea. You know, just make it happen. It has to present. I let the charts come to me. I don't go fishing. Because once again, a lot of these other TikTok profiles I've seen were all, I have no idea why they're calling for big sells. And they'd be definitely licking their wounds today. So he's little old me telling my guys, don't try to sell gold. Do not try to sell gold, trust me. That's just experience time on the charts. All right, waking up a little bit here. So just under 5 minutes remaining. So the catalyst here, so I'm not going to have that minor resistance on the 5-minute time frame. That's not going to present. That would be one price action catalyst that I could potentially look for if something like this presented. So let's just say we have that minor resistance. The M15 ended up closing quite strong bullish, not necessarily engulfing. May look somewhat like so, and it begins to break the minor resistance on the M5 there. Would have been an entry. But what we may get is this 15 closes extremely weak bearish. Now, preferencing closing above the most recent level of support, and if it did so, we have some entries, guys, take back up, especially if the new candle, I remember taking a trade towards the end of last year very similar to this. If the new candle opens straight bearish, so let's just say it pops straight down, it's going to be red at that point, very low wick without an upper wick, then I would look to potentially buy it as it breaks above the weak bearish candle's high. So we have tapped into a level of liquidity here to the left. So in the next just under 4 minutes, well, just under 3.5 minutes, we want to see how this candle closes, and we could potentially be looking at some cheeky gold buys, guys, so keep an eye on that. We may have a valid trade shortly. Lucky, yep, exactly what I was just explaining. So what I suggest you guys do, if you are following along and you agree with the entry, only take it if you understand it, if you think it's a good entry. You need to right now, and what the highest point of this bearish candle is on your broker's chart. You need to open MagicKeys, and you want to see a lower wick form, and then potentially could be looking at buys above this weak bearish candle's high. So the highest point is 4670.19, 4670.45 could be a potential entry. What's the spreads like today? Yeah, 4.5 should be okay. So let's see, guys, 2 minutes remaining, we could have some potential buys. So if it closes like so, just below that support, it will really come down to the way the new candle opens up. I'll keep you guys posted as quickly as I can. We are potentially looking at some buys above the high of this bearish candle on the following candle. Not a great deal of margin. I mean, you still got 70 pips roughly. Doesn't look like much. Bit wide stop loss though. Looking at plus 60, around 66 pips by the looks of it. But definitely need a low wick. He got 60 pips and 7 buys this morning. Nice one. Alright, we want this thing to pop up a bit. You know what? Last thing we want is for it to close back relatively strong bearish. If that's the case, then we're going to wait for a 5-minute resistance and then look for better options. But the minute doesn't look like it's going to be valid, guys. So just wait and see. Alright, we want it to pop up. Kind of dead in the water at the minute. 10 seconds remaining, guys. We want it to pop up a bit higher. We don't want it to close. To me, it's below the support here. A bit higher. Not moved at all. And it's open straight bullish. So for me, I need to wait a little bit longer. Now I want to see perhaps something like this present on the M5. So we do have... It's still a weak bearish candle, and I may still look to take it prior to an M15 confirmation here. But I mean, even if this candle, for instance, closes Like so. If it makes the move, makes the move. There's not much I can do about it. And it's just not in my playbook to enter this trade in a minute. And if we get something like that present, and I could still look for an entry within this M15. Take it up. So that's something I could potentially be looking for here on the 5-minute. I'm not going to chase it based off the M15 because what we've done is close back. Bearish will close below the support. Now it's got no low wick as well. I'd rather wait. I don't have a strong enough signal based off that closure. Gets training 30 close strong bearish. Do you take that into consideration? Yeah, well, it did close in fact bearish engulfing. Look, I would still look for the entry had it closed where I want it to close in the M15. And the fact that we are still in an uptrend, obviously, still will look for my potential buy options. And I suppose just one of those ones, you just go trade your preferred time frame. For me, it's the 15, using the 5 as well. But yeah, based off the M30, there's nothing wrong looking at that. The M30 suggests it could still come back down further. We can look at the 1 hour as well. 1 hour's bearish counter probabilities. 4 hours, just over 30 minutes in. Good question though. G Block Velvision, happy new year to you, mate. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're well. Lucky where will stop be. It all depends on where the entry is, to be honest. There's no confirmation either way just yet. You guys on TikTok, if you could hit that little screen for me a few times. Let's get those numbers up. Sunbus Golden Lens Network. You obviously just delayed that message. Not sure what that was about. And YouTube, guys, if you could hit that like button as well, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, so the 5-minute looks like it could be now closing back bearish. All right, so maybe the first tick. Oh, closed the doji in the end, bearish one. Had it close my broker. Yep, bearish doji. Sunbus Gold Lens, all good, mate. Yeah, so it's a potential reversal candle, obviously at doji candle, so there's a likelihood of it now making a bit of a deeper pullback based on the 5 minute. Looks good. Where to? Well, probably this support just here. And if that's the momentum and volume, potentially back down to the support lower down. Another so far boring day on the charts. Just waiting, guys, waiting patiently. Some must go on lens, yeah, it is. Trading, guys, trading, unless you know, trading up the 1 minute and you're constantly in and out, and good luck to you if you are. I mean, for the most part, it's not meant to be all that fun, because for the majority of trading, you're just sitting, waiting for your confirmation, waiting for your entry points, for price to be at your entry points. Alright, so I want the bullish engulfing M5 here, and if that doesn't present in this 5 minute, I'm waiting for the M15 to close again, and we'll see what we have within it. Alright, so the reason why I would trust the 5 minute here without that 15 minute confirmation is because we have tapped into a level of what I believe could be a, you know, a bit of a liquidity grab, price pulling back to grab some further downside liquidity. You know, let's make the move back up. The previous candle was a weak bearish candle. If you were to use the fib, it's closed below the 50% point, above it, sorry. So it suggests that it's a weak bearish closure. If it closed below 50%, to me would suggest it's a stronger closure. To couple with the fact that we've tapped into a level of liquidity, if we do close 5 minute bullish engulfing, I would consider a possible entry, but does not look like it's going to happen, so we're likely going to have to wait for the M15. Gets trained. You get many entries on DAX. Past 6 months of price action has been very sporadic. To be honest, I've just started looking at it, so I've not yet traded it. But I know it's crazy, especially London Open, Frankfurt Open as well, generally. So what I like about DAX, you've now got on the 5 minute, I'm sure that's resistance. Yeah, did reject the previous resistance though. 5 minute, the lane interruption may have just worked. May have taken out stop though, not very close to it. So for me, that's probably where you want to be above now, 24,996. Still just back testing it. using the simulator, Forextester. And if anyone's interested, I have a special code for you guys, promo code. #1 backtesting software, Forex simulator on the market. All right, so we need to wait for this 7:15, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute. It's just under right on 2 minutes actually. Doesn't look like we're gonna have a valid entry before London, guys, but we'll see where we're at for session open if there is an entry. At this rate, looks like we could still reject, come down further. So again, for me, I'm not interested in selling it. Taking a look at Bitcoin, guys, it's approaching a pretty strong level of support, 91 to 90k. Structurally speaking, I mean, looking at daily, it is technically bearish in structural way I personally see it. And that won't change till closure above 107. Way off it. These to me aren't swing points. This to me is just a pullback off the Met by a big waterfall type of move. So it's definitely bearish in structure on the higher time frame here. Weekly close weak bullish. The 4-hour structure is bearish as well. It's flip bearish with the rejection of that daily. And the minor time frame is also technically bearish. However, as I always mentioned, you got to ask yourself, where are we on the charts, irrespective of bias, so on and so forth. So for me, not saying I'd be looking for buys above 92,973. Without it, well, I would, but not without it popping back down to the 4-hour support. So it has to pop down to 91A roughly, 91,200, bounce, and then with the 50-minute structure like so, and that's when I would consider a buy back up to 95.50 roughly. Aside from that, I'd just be looking to sell it. So if it pops up from this point here, I'd be looking for a lower high and a correction back down. Back to the gold. Alright, so we've got 5-minute resistance here, so let's just see. A really nice entry point if we can manage to close the 15 back bullish and above that 5-minute resistance, that'd be fantastic. Alright, so the 5-minute closing, that's rejecting now. Well, close back bullish. So have we now grabbed that downside liquidity? You know, it's continuing to push back up around session open. Well, remains to be seen. Again, we're likely just waiting for the 15 minutes to close here for London and market open. So the next potential option where I may consider slightly early entry is if this 5-minute closes bearish followed by bullish engulfing, and the entry would have to be prior to that resistance though of the 15. So it'll then come down to pretty much how we open at London. Need to be a decent lower wick prior to any entry. We'll see. Still a ways to go. Sunboss Golden Lens. Gold tapped into liquidity, right? Yeah, it has tapped into levels of liquidity, but it still could come back down a little bit further as well. So it's levels below it. I must Golden Lens, patience and discipline. Key, I might use so much for that. Is the key? Yeah, definitely for me it is, mate. I appreciate that you appreciate it. It's, again, it's the most, in my opinion, probably the most difficult thing to master when it comes to trading is patience and discipline, knowing the most probable time to enter the markets and avoiding the dreaded, you know, FOMO, boredom, trying to justify a need to take a trade. You guys see I'm happy to sit here and not take a trade. If it doesn't present, I'm not going to just force something. So again, reason is because as soon as I've worked out, if I just stuck to my plan of rules all those years ago now, well, there's a really good chance I'm going to win. So for me, it was just cutting out stupid shit, and as soon as I did that, everything changed. You still have your lapses here and there. I mean, not any lengthy period of time or anything, not anything significant, but occasionally have a bad trade where you kind of forced it, but it's extremely rare these days. But again, I'm always looking to improve and give myself some different types of options to get involved in trades. So I'm continuing to test things out. I'm testing something primarily off the 5 minute, 1 minute here. There's the, obviously you guys TikTok can't see it, but YouTube you guys can. Up top there, ML5-1 entries on gold, and this thing's been fantastic actually. What the analytics, 77% win rate so far. 3 days of trading, and each day's been highly profitable. So yeah, it's just through back testing, and if you really want to level up, that's what you guys need to do. So once again, I do have a special promo code that is linked in the description below on the YouTube stream. The monthly subscription is also available, so it's not available on their main website. They don't offer it, but they've given me and my guys the option if they want. So if you can't find that when you go to check out, if you are interested, send me a message and I'll hook you up with that link. Discount also applies to the monthly subscription as well. All right, 5 minutes. 5 minutes remain till session open. So we'll see where we're at. We really want the bias to step in now. We want a strong bullish closure here in this M5. We want it to close the M15, a strong bullish candle, leaving a significant low wick. And then we may consider some options to take a buy. Otherwise, there's still the chance we could come back down towards that 46.58 sort of region. Peter, that's why you come to this charts in a group setting. come to the charts in a group setting. Yeah, to help with the boredom and feeling a need to get involved when it might not necessarily be the right time. Yeah, it definitely helps being part of a group or watching streams. So I used to do all that, some of the most stupid shit, guys. So honestly, I'd be sitting watching a stream when I first started watching a stream, and for instance, I'll say, right, so likely gonna be looking for a buy in close to this M30 whatever, and I thought, well, they're likely looking for a buy, and why don't I just buy it now? And I used to get absolutely wrecked, not knowing what I did wrong. So I learned the hard way. It looks like we're coming back down. Let's go on YouTube. Whilst we've got quite a few of you on the stream in a minute, if you could just quickly hit the like button, that would be much appreciated, guys. What we should probably do, we should open like a side account and the viewers decide at that instance, do we buy or sell? That'd be interesting, actually, just to see if we can actually make something of it. Be at least give us something to do while we wait as well. All right, we're bouncing here. Have we grabbed that liquidity? All right, 15 might be closing bullish. We may be closing bullish, engulfing above that bearish candle. This could be the pullback that we need, guys. This could present a potential option for a buy session open. We want it to close bullish engulfing here on a 5-minute. Similar to up here, we're going to be closing above this support. But I don't want it to reject. I want a strong closure here in the M5. That will give me enough confidence to suggest we could make the move up and burst through this resistance. Only that I may need to just get to break even as it taps into it. That's about, it breaks above this counter's high. You're looking at about 13, 14 pips. It's not much, but better safe than sorry. Wow, there's a bit of volume popping in just now, guys. So the high of this candle, 46.6608, 46.635. Or is it not going to be valid? I don't like the look of it. Don't think it will be. No. Pop straight down at the open. Oh, it's a cheeky entry if anyone is interested. You'd be looking at 36.6635 and your stop would have to be below the current candle's low. But it's not closed where I want it to close. That's the issue, guys. So for me, it's not valid. Otherwise, if you want a cheeky little entry, you'd be looking at entries pretty much just now. There's yeah, you could probably just execute. But I'm not in it. It's not quite tick the box. I began to break even here. Stop should be below previous counts low. Wow, let's just pop straight up. Yep, we should be at break even. So again, I didn't take, guys. The rules are rules. It didn't tick the box, but the idea was correct. Just needed some confirmation of support. Just wanted to be a little bit stronger. But nonetheless, still goes to show that if you wait for a better entry as opposed to just waiting for it to tap into a level, then there's a high probability of it making a move. Anyone take the trade? What happened on the 1 minute? Let's have a look. Liquidity candle, that's about it.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
How's it going, mate?
Hey, fine, and you?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I did not take took it straight, so was not for me enough margin therefore, because it was the recent resistance there and was too risky at the end.
Yeah, if this closed a bit stronger, definitely would have been in that.
Maybe picked a little more, one more the box. Yeah, because it makes sense because it's coming down to getting maybe up again. So yeah, but I think there are better entries at the end.
Yeah, just matter of waiting again, which takes time, but there'll be other entries.
And even today with the
Bank holiday.
Bank holidays would be difficult out of organization, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm looking for some sells on German 40.
German 40?
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at market open. Below the current daily low, or?
Yeah, maybe right now because it's broke already. Yeah, maybe I will get in with a small lot size there if we break again the low.
Break something low.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it wants to come down further still. Funny shit. Yeah, you would have had to have been in it already. Wow, it's popping back up. Wow. Something else gone lens. Yeah, you should already be at break even, my friend. Very delicious. Morning to you. We have a show that we fund trades to go on trips. Love to hear what you think about it. Now on our account. Yeah, I'll have a watch of it when I get time, mate. To be honest, I forgot over the weekend. You fund trade? Why would you fund traders? Traders should be able to pay their own way to go on a trip. That sounds very funny to me, to be honest. Why is it? What are my thoughts on US ore? Do you mean US oil or? So 5 minutes close, strong bullish, but I feel like I'm kind of missed the move, to be honest, guys, because I wanted to get in there.
I'm closing half. watching it scaling up.
740.
Yeah. Yep, don't like it. Goes all. That was very, very small. On what size there?
Yeah, for me it was at some pretty strong support, so want gold to form some resistance. That's the move, guys. Hopefully some of you did take it. Again, I'm just so strict with my rules, but it's what it is. All good. Just want this to close a little bit stronger, and then I would have also been in that trade, but never mind. All good. Let's move. That's gone. All right, that's it. Gold's made the move. Well done, those who were in it. So that's the move, guys. Not gonna be able to get involved just now. So next thing I'd be waiting for in gold is again a pullback to previous support and just see how price reacts to the current support, which lined up perfectly with that previous support. It's pretty much the exact same game plan as getting off the stream. Either buys upon the pullback, just now which level forms support at, or buys above the high. Yeah, some of you did take it, so well done. Just be, yeah, at break even minimum, and you'd be looking to target around that 46.78 sort of region. So well done. But otherwise, guys, I will be back tomorrow. My team will be back with you guys in probably about 45 minutes to an hour from now. I'll have a chat, have a look at the charts again, and yeah, well done. Enjoy, take care. Catch you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, take care.
Thank you, man. See you later.
See you later, mate.